Over the time that I grinded from Iron to Immortal using solo queue for about 95% of the time, I've encountered 4 agents which I am sure will get you from your current rank to the rank that you desire. The list will be in no particular order, so be sure to stick until the end to find out. Starting off our agent list is none other than Fade. Initially, I considered the initiator role to be a Sova versus Fade battle, but through ranked, I learned that Fade is really strong, and here is why. In solo queue, you honestly don't want abilities that can affect your teammates in a bad way. Take Sova for example. Shock darts and the ult can damage your teammates, and who would want someone shouting at you just because you messed up one ability, right? That is why Fade is really strong in solo queue. None of her abilities can affect your teammates negatively. Thus, you are less likely to get shouted at when you unwillingly mess up your abilities. Fade is also really strong in gaining map control with her C ability or the Prowlers. This is extremely strong in setting up your team to control certain parts of the map, which is especially helpful for duelists as they can follow your Prowlers, which will make their entry a lot safer than just dry pushing contested areas of the map. For example, with a single Prowler, you can clear the whole B main on ascent with Fade, which is an extremely important area of the map. Furthermore, with the map control that you had set up for your team, you can choose to explode onto site with your other utilities such as your E or the I, which is a really strong information gathering ability. Thus, again, making it easy for your teammates to gain map control and win the round with the use of your utilities. Speaking of her abilities, all of her abilities are extremely valuable right now. Even with the worst of the bunch, being the Q or the C's, it can be useful for certain situations, especially at holding choke points to prevent pushes, and even clearing cheeky angles around the map. Also, her ultimate is one of the best ultimate in the game, with so many effects that you can use against your enemies in a large area. Imagine how broken this sounds like. A util that can clear all of sight, removes the ability of your enemies to hear, and finally, marks their location with a trail, which you can pair up with your Prowler to hunt them down. Overall, I can say that Fade is really the best information gathering agent that you can use in solo queue. Just make sure to communicate your utilities properly, especially with your duelists, as they will be your strongest connection with the team. For the next agent, I want to ask you, if we have a good way to gain map control, shouldn't we need to also have a good way to secure that map control and hold on to it? And that is why, with no other agent having the best area lockdown and anchoring capability right now compared to this agent, she will be one of the best agents for solo queue, and it is none other than Killjoy. Killjoy is really shining right now in ranked and even in pro play. This is due to multiple reasons, and starting it off with the funniest reason of them all, that in ranked, it is true that you can trust your turret more, even more than your teammates. This is especially evident in solo queue, where you might get queued up with 4 bad teammates. The turret is an ability that can give you information, can damage the enemies or even kill enemies, and also a great area denier. There is no doubt that your turret will be your best teammate in the game. But the turret is not the only strong ability that Killjoy has. She also has arguably the strongest ultimate in the game right now, where in the perfect game, if your enemies do not have a counter for your ult, then Killjoy can reign supreme with the greatest utility to take map control easily. Also like Fade, every Killjoy utilities are extremely good and works well with each other. Even the ult and nanoswarm can work well if you have a lineup that combines both of them. Again, overall, Killjoy is the best self-sufficient sentinel right now, with her utilities and ability to lock down an area all by herself. Also, her ranked win rate is extremely high right now, so you should really main her to start climbing in ranked. Before we continue, I'd like to ask everyone to consider dropping a like and a subscribe. Going back to our list, I think you might have heard the name of this agent as the best solo queue agent, and it is deservedly so. The agent that I'm talking about is none other than Omen. Omen is the jack of all trades agent, but can also really be strong with any particular play that you can use him with. He can be played aggressively, passively, use him as a lurk, as an initiator for your duelist using the blind, as a distraction with your close range teleport, or even as a distraction with your ultimate, and so much more. Omen is also really strong with these smokes that recharge every 30 seconds, which means that when you are attacking, you can use 2 smokes to secure control of the site, and when the spike is planted, you can use the recharged smoke to cut off the ability of your enemies to defuse the spike safely. Or when defending, you can use 2 of your smokes to stall, but can still wait for a recharge when you want to smoke yourself, especially when you want to sneakily defuse the spike. Also, one strong mechanic you need to master when using Omen is his strong one-way smokes. There are multiple effective and strong one-ways you can use in every map, and they are available for you to learn just by searching YouTube videos that showcase them. Omen smokes can also work with every map. The only map that Omen had a problem with was Breeze, but that was removed, so Omen is in a strong place right now. Overall, Omen is the best controller in the game right now. You should master playing him in every different way. Lurk with him this round, the next round play with your team, then watch your enemies crumble to your Omen outplays. Last but certainly not the least is none other than Reyna. Disclaimer, if you are not dropping 20 effective kills per game, then Reyna might not be for you. What I meant by effective kills were kills that you gave your team an advantage, not those bait kills where you let your sentinels die first before you even kill the enemy. One strong characteristic of Reyna is her blind. I think this is the most effective blind in rank, as most players don't even shoot the eye if it is placed properly. Not to mention, the eye can't blind teammates so they can properly play entry with you without worrying about getting blinded. Reyna is also really strong and is also the most self-sufficient agent. If you ask every Valorant player about the agent they would want to use if they are stuck in a 1v5, they would choose Reyna 99% of the time. That's how strong her self-sufficient and carrying capabilities are. Also, Reyna is the best agent to stop enemies from trading their teammates with her dismiss ability. The only problem with Reyna is you can't be effective if you are not getting effective kills for your team. That is why I suggested that you can only use Reyna if you are dropping 20 kills per match, and if you feel that you are better than your enemies in your rank with your mechanics. And that ends our list. If you have any more agents that you think are underrated for solo queue, write them down in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe. That will be all. See you next time. AC out.